Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, greetings, and welcome to Conscious Reality. Oh, right here, where we speak on love, relationships, and spirituality. Listen, I want to speak on something that I've been asked over and over and over many times. Mistakes that women especially make when it comes to dating. Now, most of my clients are women. And so by talking to women, from talking to women, many women, I've seen a trend in the things that happens that if you just learn to tweak these things a little bit, you might get the results that you want. Now, as we know, dating has a lot to do with psychology. And the more you can control your own self, is the more you can have an effect on someone else, especially the male species. It's a lot to do because we need you guys. I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe we all need each other. I don't have that. We don't need you all them toxic crap. I think we were made for each other. But in this world where everybody is swiping left and swiping right, and when everybody's offering things for free and everybody is doing everything for free without being in a relationship, it makes it harder to secure one. These days you ain't got to be in a relationship, you ain't got to be in that. You can just get whatever you want. You get your laundry done, you get your sexual experiences done to the best that it could be. People will sleep with you and not trust you with their cars. You hear me? People will sleep with you, give you their bodies, and still not trust you with their phone. And that's just crazy, man. And we gotta fix that stuff, man. So because again, the society that we're living in, we have issues. A whole lot of issues. And as soon as we realize that, we might fix our stuff. If we make things, if we start making things so accessible, so easy to get while we're single, people are gonna be in relationships. I trust that. More people are gonna seek relationships, but nobody wants to do that. I think we have gone too far. We ain't going back into them soon. So now it's based on psychology. May the strongest mind win. May this person with the strongest willpower and all them stuff. All that stuff, man. It's based on ego now. It's all based on ego. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you about some mistakes that a lot of women especially make. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, number one. By the way, I'm not gonna number these things anyways. I'm gonna just say number one because it's the first one. Okay, number one, you give too much to him too quickly. You give in too much to him. You're doing too much to him, especially in dating phase. You're doing too much. You're giving too much. You're the one who trying. You're the one who giving. You're the one who spending money and buying gifts. The masculine energy is not made on a platform to receive. Matter of fact, the more we receive from you, especially in this area, in this era, dating, a lot of times is the more we don't appreciate you. Because the masculine energy to experience a woman, to experience the feminine, to experience love, we have to give. And if we can't give to you, we're not going to experience love with you. And I think that's something that you have to understand. If we can't give to you, we can't love. So allow a man to give. And in his giving, you will know how he feels about you. You will know where you stand with him. You will know what's going on with him. You will know how much effort he's putting in because that's the only way you will feel comfortable and secure in the relationship. But a lot of women want to be in it so much that she started to give it to him, and he stays around because he's getting whatever he wants. But in that stage, you will never know. You will never know where he stands. You will never know where you guys stand. You just won't be able to figure it out. So understand that the masculine energy is the giver. That's just nature. And the more he gives, is the more he finds your value. If he can't give you, he cannot value you. That's a very simple one. Okay. Number two, one of the biggest mistakes that a woman make a lot of times is that when a man first meets you, you dating, you hanging out, and at a certain time and point, a man might slow down, a man might push back, a man might back away. And when a man does that, what the woman does, she usually moves, she usually pushes forward as he steps back. Because for the woman, her emotions and her feelings gotta stay the same. Our emotions and our feelings gonna stay intact. You gotta stay in that state. So a lot of times, what happens is that now you are now trying to keep the same intensity of what you got going on with him. Now, unfortunately, you are trying too hard. And that's when he actually stopped desiring you. because now you're too easy. So when a man pulls back, you pull back. Let him miss you. Let him come to you. Let him come get you. But understand, if a man keep pulling back, after a while, he shows you exactly where he's at. He shows you exactly what he means. That means he's not interested. That's something that you have to understand. It means he's not available. That's something that you have to accept. And I know it hurts. And, I know sometimes you might feel like you're being rejected, but sometimes that's just what it is. So when a man stops or pushes back or steps back, let him be. Step back too. If you keep pushing forward, he's not going to find you. Again, psychology. Number 3, a lot of women, when she meets a man, she's already have a decision in her mind. She already has a decision or idea. This is the man I want. Once you already have your mind made up when you just meet a man, you see his lifestyle, you see him, and this is the man I want. Now, nothing that he does changes anything. He can step out, he can not call you back, he can disappear for 5 weeks. You already have it in your mind. This is who I want. So now here you are. You don't even recognize red flags anymore. You don't even realize that the person don't want you. You're not even paying attention anymore. All you're doing, you are focusing on your feelings and your desires. Now you just want what you want. Even though what you want don't want you, but you just have a decision in your mind. Listen, give yourself time to decide if you want them or not. Give yourself time. And the average time, a normal time, I'm not saying that one time is right or one is wrong, but give yourself about 5 or 6 months before you enter a relationship. Because that's the way how you're going to see people for who they are. You're going to see them when they're angry. You're going to see them when they're upset. You're going to see them when they're sad. You're going to experience them in all different ways. You're going to, experience them when the mask fall off. If you're still there and you still like them, then yes. But yes, in the beginning, you're going to like them because they're going to put their, and not just men, both genders put their best foot forward. So if you decide too early, you're going to be stuck in some crap that you're not going to want to be in. And since you're already in it, you're going to be like, well, I don't want to keep going from body to body, from man to man or woman to woman. So understand, don't come there with a decision already that this is your man. Date, get to know a person, and be honest with yourself. But the biggest thing is you thinking that this is already your person, and then you don't see nothing else that they do. You don't see all the red flags, all the crap that they are doing. This is a big mistake. So, number 4, one of the things that women do, another thing that you do, another big mistake, especially at certain ages, you look for the good in people and you look for the potential in people instead of what they are showing you. And I think that makes you end up in a whole other situations where you are miserable because after a while, yeah, they have potential. But, if you dated a man in his 50s with potential, like when is he going to experience his potential? When is he going to start doing according to his potential? He's already 50. So chances are very, maybe in your 20s, right? When you date somebody in your teens, late teens, 19, 20, 25, and he has potential, then yeah, that makes sense. But in your 50s, 60s, it's no longer potential. They already should be at full-blown capacity. Now, of course, there are going to be exceptions. Some people start late. I get it. But damn it, don't just look for the good in people. Just don't focus on the good. Don't focus on what looks good, what sounds good. Don't focus on the potential. Focus on what they are showing you. Focus on their current place. Where are you at right now in your life? What have you been doing all your life here? What have you been doing all your time? Because I'm telling you, potential only gets you that far. So don't focus on the potential. Focus on their current reality. People will show you exactly where they are if you just pay attention and listen. And listen, I know sometimes, like I said in number 4, in number 3, you want what you want already. You want so much what you want, and you want to ignore everything else that they are showing you. Sometimes, listen, you want the person already, but when you see that that's their current reality, you got to stop yourself. You got to realize that it's not going to go nowhere. Now, if that's what you're looking for, something just to date or to have fun with, then do your thing. Nobody cares. We're all adults. But if you want something real, potential at 50, leave it alone. I would say at even 30s, potential is good. It's not a bad thing. Also, stop looking for the good in people, man. If they are, if they have the good in them, you'll see it. You'll see it naturally. You see it easily. But pay attention to everything else. Everything. To not just one thing. Everything else. And then make you a good assessment. Okay? That makes sense. Number 5. One thing that women do is that they base relationship, the true relationship, based on emotions and feelings. Man, listen, that right there messes you up every single time. You base relationships on feelings and emotions. And every time you do that, you realize that it doesn't end well because feelings and emotions are not platforms to make decisions on, especially decisions that affect your well-being, decision that affects your psychological mind, right? Or your being, your spiritual being. You cannot allow emotions and feelings to dictate the decisions that you make in your life, especially when it comes to a relationship, because a relationship has power to affect every area of your life. It affects your finances, it affects your happiness, your joy, your fitness, your health. It affects every single part. So you cannot go based on emotions and feelings. You gotta go based on what makes sense. Are we compatible? Do you and me go together? And this is why I say take some time, 5, 6 months at least, to decide, does this person lifestyle match mine? Can I keep going with this person if the person never changes? If this is who he remains all his life or all her life, can I stay with this person? And if you can't, it's not 3 months in is not the time when you ask somebody to change. Not 2 months in, not 3 months in to make, to change this, change that. No, this is the person's best moments, the best time where they're going to impress you with. A person already knows what they want and what they don't want. And a lot of times, the person don't want you. But listen, seriously, people could use your emotions and your feelings against you because they know that you ain't going nowhere. You already have all these feelings. So they do they do as they please. They treat you as they please. They go and come as they please. And here you are talking about you are narcissist. No, you are giving up your power. And they just took it. Don't blame them. Control your power. But a lot of times your emotions and your feelings is your power unless you decide to do what makes sense. If you decide to make decisions on what makes sense and what's compatible and what you need, then your feelings and emotions is not your power. So just, what I'm saying, don't depend on your feelings for emotions. It just doesn't make sense at all. Number 6, a lot of you don't heal the baggage before you date. You coming in with, I don't trust people. I don't trust nobody. I am hurt. All men are this, all men are that. It's hard to deal with this, it's hard to deal with that. And you're coming in here with baggage. One of the worst things that you can do, you can come in a game, is like coming into a boxing match. I already hurt. No. See, when you know that you're getting prepared for a boxing match, what you're going to do, you're going to make sure all injuries are completely fixed, healed, until you make a decision to fight. When you're talking about relationships, now I'm not saying that you won't have memories, but if you come in there talking trash, all this trash about men are this, I know this is gonna happen, I know he's gonna cheat, I know he's gonna lie, that means your wounds are not healed yet. And even if your wounds ain't healed, right? That's okay, especially when you have a vision of them healing, a vision of yourself healing. But when you come in there already expecting to be torn up, to be knocked out, to get your feelings hurt, to be rejected, you're wasting your time because that's what's going to happen. But don't come in there messed up with all this attitude, and because the attitude, that misery, that anger that you feel is you haven't healed past it yet. You're still miserable. You're still anxious. You're still scared to death. And fear sometimes is needed, it's necessary, but sometimes you have to you have to overlook your fear. Yeah, the fear is going to be there because the memory is still, but yet all the mouth that you are having, you let people walk out. Yeah, that's too much for me. And then you think that you are strong because you are abrasive and aggressive. That's not strength. That's actually weakness leaving your body. That's actually weakness coming out of you. Because anybody want to be around that? Neither do you. But you're doing it because you are trying to be strong and look strong, and it doesn't look strong. It looks like you are easily taken advantage of because you're emotional. So you got to be careful. Don't go into them relationship talking about, I'm tired of this, I'm tired, and men are this. That means you ain't dealt with you ain't dealt with the issue yet. You ain't dealt with it. Not that you're not healed, you haven't dealt with it yet. You're still miserable. Because a lot of times it's your own mind that creates the end of each relationship. It's your own mind that brings the end nearer. It's your own mind that makes you even whatever you don't want to happen happens. It's your own mind that creates it. So you gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful when it comes to these things. Don't date when you're talking about all this stuff around you is bad and it's not cute. You know, you'll be the zebra in the middle of the safari talking about I'm hurt. I'm hurt. You all some annoying ass lions. You all want to chase me. Everybody want to chase me. Well, then you must be something to be chased. You must have some good ass meat. You must be the slowest one. You must be the weakest link. And therefore, they're all chasing you. It's not because you're special, it's because you hurt. And they want the quickest way to get to you. So the loudest ones, the most aggressive ones are the ones who are the easiest to manipulate. Believe it or not, because your emotions are going to work for you. So they're going to know how to come. People are going to know how to come and see all that loudness, and they're going to pretend to be safe, and then you're going to fall for it, and then you're going to be hurt all over again. It doesn't bring you anything good. So heal first, man. Heal first. Number 7, you have a type. Let the type shit go. Let that type hole go. Your type, it hasn't been working for you. It hasn't worked for you. It's not good for you. It hasn't helped you. It hasn't grown you. It hasn't made you feel better. It hasn't made you bring you happiness. It hasn't bring you peace. It's just a memory. Leave the type alone. When it comes to dating, forget the type because a lot of you all are missing out on quality men. And there's a lot of quality men out there. A lot of good quality men. They just ain't your type because they don't have the same height. Maybe not the same build. Maybe not the same amount of money. Maybe not the beard. Maybe I know I've heard women say, if you don't have a beard, I can't date him. If he doesn't, if he has dreadlocks, I can't. If he's not clean cut, I can't. No, that stuff is pointless. And as you get older, I ain't gonna lie, man. As you get older, 50s, 60s, you don't have as much options as you think you do. I mean, you have options, but not as much as you think you do. Because a lot of people ain't putting up with nothing. Telling you, you don't have a lot of options that you think you do because those options have their options. They have their types too. The ones that you want have the ones that they want. So you got to be careful. A lot of good people coming to you, but you have a type and your type ain't working. So sometimes you have to learn. You have to learn, right? Sometimes the journey, I ain't gonna lie, man. Sometimes this journey right here is to learn how to accept people as they are. And I ain't saying people who are doing ridiculous things in life and people who are very unhealthy. I'm talking about you have to learn to accept people for who they are. You have to learn to love people where they're at. I remember I had to learn to love my wife just the way she was because that was her. So it's not all about somebody being all fat and all unhealthy. No, no, no. Sometimes people are just not what you wanted them to be in the beginning because you have this thing what you want. And then when you see them for what they are, you fall in love with them because you look past your own damn. Because your type is your barrier. Your type is your blockage a lot of times. Your type is what's stopping you because your mind only seeing what they want to see. Your eyes are only seeing what your mind is seeing. So therefore, when the eyes and the mind don't agree, I can't. It's dissonance. So now you have to train your mind and your eyes to see what you want to see, to hear what you want to hear, or to hear what's good for you. It's like broccoli. Nobody wants to eat broccoli at 5 years old, but you know it's quality. You know it's good for you. It doesn't look appealing. It doesn't smell appealing. The gas that you get don't smell appealing, but you know it's healthy. So you have to override that program that, oh, I don't like it. It tastes funny to actually experience it. That's what we have to do from childhood. But as we become adult, if it don't look good in the first time, we don't want it. If it doesn't fit, a lot of times, right? Here's the next one. A lot of times, you don't know how to tell the difference between energy, bad energy, and low energy. This is the next one. You don't know how to tell the difference between bad energy and low energy. You categorize everything as the same. Sometimes people are having their own days. People are having their own moments. They're having their own experiences. Sometimes somebody left them, somebody died, somebody, they're just they're having a bad time at work and they're in this low vibration, and then your energy is too low. You don't know what's going on in their life. You don't know how to tell if somebody has, as you call it, bad energy and those who have low energy or low vibration or at that moment. Some people's things happen in people's life. A lot of times you call off a dude because you should be a man. You should man up. Listen, there's some good men out there. And there are some good women too, but for some reason we blinded when we come to each other. because we don't give chances. We don't give chances at all. And I think that's how we keep screwing up. These are 8 things that I just called off. Now, we do many more things. We do many more things. You know, one of the mistakes that you make when when you're dating, number one, let's say this. When you dating, or when you want to date, when you meet somebody, or when you go out in public, change your energy. Ain't nothing should be on your mind. Ain't nothing should be happening. Nothing should be, in your spirit when you go out. Okay? Ain't nothing should be bothering you. You should actually, when you go outside and leave your house, change your own energy. Make you feel approachable. Make yourself feel, put a feeling in there that feels good, that feels beautiful, that feels amazing, that feels positive, so that you can be a magnet to those who you want to meet. But many of us, when you leave the house, we're feeling defeated, we're feeling terrible, we're feeling lonely, we're feeling anxious. And all you're doing is that good people, you pushing them farther and farther away because nobody want to be around that. If you're going to be on a date with somebody or meet somebody, put on that little fancy attitude, put that fancy spirit in. Yeah, we can put on the makeup and we can put on the hair and we can put on the wigs and the weaves and the eyelashes, but we don't put on the good feeling. That is the best makeup. We don't put on the good energy. We don't put on the good thoughts. That right there would make you glow more than the makeup and the hair and a nice haircut for a man. It would make you glow more because you become more attractive. That energy makes you more attractive. But nobody does that because you're only feeling scared and you don't want to be rejected. So that's already in your spirit. That's unattractive. That's very unattractive. Man, it's so much stuff that we do, man. It's so many things that we do. We don't listen. We go by our feelings only, by only our emotions, our own thoughts. Listen, one of the biggest things that you do when it comes to dating, one of the biggest mistakes is that you are thinking too much. You are experiencing life on your thoughts. You're just thinking about it. You're thinking about if something happens. You're thinking about what he means. You're thinking about what he might be saying. You're not even letting it be. You're just thinking about it. And the more you can think about it is the more you screw up yourself because a lot of times you're not even right. A lot of times it's not what you're thinking is not true. What you're thinking is not real. You have to learn to just be in the moment, be in the moment. And that's one of the hardest things for women, being in the moment. Because there's something else that you should be doing. There's something else in your mind. There's some thoughts and some feelings occupying your body. There's something that you gotta be tending to. You'd rather be doing dishes, or you'd rather be doing this, or you're not present. I mean, when you're not present, you're not really attractive. Then one of the most beautiful person is a person who is present. That's one of the most, because now your mind, your body, your feelings, your emotions, everything is present right there. A lot of you mean well, but you don't know, you don't understand what's going on the inside. You are sending your own demise. You are actually experiencing your own suffering. And we're going to prove yourself right every single time because you're going to call it. You know how you're going to call all your relationships? It's because you already feel it. You already think it. And so therefore you create it. You have to let things be as they are. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least be present. Be all there. I think when we learn to do these things right here, man, we're going to take control more of our own energy, our own actions, our own behavior, because you're going to be accountable for this right here. And I think you'll be all right. I think you'll be all right. Let me know what I forgot. Let me know what I missed that you have. And listen, by the way, if you haven't subscribed or become a member, you might want to do so now, right? And turn your notification bell on because I think a lot of you guys are missing my videos. So let me know what you think. Comment in the comment section. I'll see you guys another time, all right? Peace, love, and a whole bunch of grease.